Alright, welcome back folks to another Discord League cast. We have round of 32 action between Csonti and Kingsley. Gonna grab Luke as my co-caster.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Alright, so just gonna quickly run through some deck lists. Pretty just short notice, how we like casting our League games. So, taking a look at Kingsley's list here, we see Kingsley has done... Alright, sure. Okay, so Kingsley's list, Kingsley's conflict side is the same as mine, except he's still on Bonsais and an Assassination, so he doesn't have charge. So he's -2 charge, -1 Cloud the Mind, for the Assassination and the 2 Bonsai. And then he has moved up to 3 Policy Debate and 3 Finger of Jade. No Censures. So, and he has J Masterpiece and Kitsuki's Method, which is what I've been doing right now recently, so I don't mind that either. Oh wait, he has 41 cards in his conflict deck.
Yeah, I was about to say the numbers don't quite add up.
Yeah, wait, I was like, wait, this isn't right. Kingsley, please! Davis, you can't teach these people bad habits. Alright, anyways, and then on his Dynasty side, Kingsley has said that he prefers Satoshi to Yuruma. I don't think either is that much better than the other, so I just don't think that's that big of a deal. And on Csonti's side, we're looking at... Is that how you pronounce it? Csonti? Santi?
I wish I knew.
Alright. We see pretty standard Crab Unicorn. We see the Satoshi package to find Karada District, which will be very important in this matchup. We see 1x Crisis Breaker, 1x Intimidating Hida, kind of odd. And then we see the splash being 3 Spyglass, 2 Talisman, 3 Wayfinders, so no customs. 2 Good Omens. Ooh, spicy.
So what are the cuts for those Good Omens? I suspect it's Policy Debate.
I believe so. I believe it's 2 Policy Debate.
So I guess with no Policy Debate and 3 Watch Commanders, he's really looking to get more honor pressure a little earlier in the game than you'd be able to if you were giving honor for Policy Debate.
I would agree with that.
This is pretty funny. I noticed that this is the same matchup that I will be playing next tomorrow morning in the Discord Cup. And I noticed my opponent Zelo is back, is also watching this game. So, a little bit of a preview for us on what we're playing tomorrow.
He should watch the stream. I'll give him tips on how Dragons should win this matchup.
Yeah, with 3 Satoshi and 1 Imperial Storehouse, you can't really click on Satoshi to win the game to, find Karada with those includes. But at the same time, you're also less likely to mill through your entire deck, as we've seen a few times in the league.
Alright, so Kingsley already on the right path. So winning die roll is actually really important in this matchup. So the extra fate in Dynasty, like obviously winning the die roll is advantaged in all matchups, right? But specifically in this matchup, it's really big. Yeah, let me fix this title.
Yeah, Crab's only targeted dishonor is court games, which you can play around if you have a few extra chuds around.
It's not even that. So your fate lines up better against Way of the Crab. We see natural Karada District, so I mean the game's gonna be hard. But Kingsley has a pretty good flop here. So I was gonna say your draws line up better against Way of the Crab if you go second. So if you buy Doom Shigenja Neaton Master, you can play Finger of Jade or Reprieve to save your guy. Granted no Karada, or you could play a Chud, like a conflict character. Or like stuff like that you can't really do. You could buy a 2-drop and a 3 with 2 fate, like stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't really start with a 4 fader as first player against Crab. You're kind of stuck with.
Well, you have to guarantee passing fate. So if you buy a Chud plus a 4, you then if you don't get passing fate, you can get Assassinate Way of the Crab.
Yep. That's what I was alluding to, although thanks for clarifying exactly how that would work. You see Csonti dropping from 5 to 4 immediately.
Good omens. That signifies good omen to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, there you go. I've updated the stream title, and we should be all good.
So Crab's on 6 1-drop conflict characters. 3 of them are Crab, so this is obviously not a way the Crab turn, but something to keep in mind.
Well, so Karada District being on here is really awkward. Stuff like Reprieve, where you could kind of try and float some tempo into the next turn, is off. And then I probably wouldn't play any attachments this turn, and just try and basically overload it the next turn. Definitely want to see what's under there first. Manicure Garden, not the worst province, but definitely one of the better ones. Like, he was hoping if like something were like actually defend the wall. The Crab Row isn't that bad, so this is actually probably the best one. Meditations is more awkward. Meditations is more awkward, and then Shameful Display is also very awkward. So, Csonti uses Manicure Garden to gain a Fate.
Yeah, Mountain coming down on Casada as well. It's definitely a good play for Crab here. So Crab in a position to box up to 5 here, or play their own attachment. I suspect a Spyglass would have been pre-played, so
Yeah.
a Fan or... yeah, Fan, Talisman, or Box.
I would policy debate the Wayfinder if I had one, and try and take a Mountain Does Not Fall.
Yeah, that seems highly relevant.
Oh wait, sorry, one's already been played. I'm dumb. I see it in the graveyard. Yeah, that was first action. Yeah. I would leave then with my So he boxes to not lose.
And I believe that Kingsley hasn't burned Casada yet. He's just been...
Oh, he can't actually burn Casada, because there's no target for Mountains Anvil Castle.
You could use the favorable ground, but
so he burns Casada with favorable ground. Maybe a mistake. We'll see.
You could still do the policy debate, although prepping that with
Yep, and then we see the derp. Yep.
So Kingsley, one of those players who hasn't been playing as much lately, I think, until Disciples came out. I don't know how reinvigorated he is with the new Phoenix Overlords around, but I know a lot of other players have found it a little bit more interesting to get a bunch of test games in with the new cards.
Well, he's been playing more than he normally has been, so, or at least in the past couple of months. So, I mean, that's always a plus.
So, I mean, Kingsley's not entirely out of it with this version of the deck. He definitely would rather have the favorable ground around if he was going to drop a skirmisher to get around Casada to try to bonsai down the Karada district.
There's just no way he's going to beat Casada in this fight. He, although Csonti won't be able to make an attack here. Although
Yeah, so that was just a mega derp from Kingsley.
Yeah. Yeah, Kingsley had the cloud also.
I find this is what happens for me when I'm not entirely into it in this matchup. Dragon has a lot of things that they can play out of hand to sort of preemptively counteract what Crab's going to do to them, but if you just leave it in your hand, they're not cancels. So
yeah, exactly.
How you play them.
Yeah. So May is gonna be lit. We're gonna have season 6. Season 6, like the league, is gonna be huge, right? Like everyone's gonna get real testing games of Phoenix against other different clans. We're gonna get statistics on how New Phoenix is performing in the leagues, and then we have previous statistics to compare them to in terms of matchups and stuff. And then we're also going to get, the Invitational is going to have very high-level players. Hopefully some players bring Phoenix, and we can see, in high-level games how it plays out, at least to begin with. I don't even, the Invitational is just like kind of like a preseason. It's not even like a real thing. And then June Cup will be really big too. June Cup, I think, big first tournament, see how many Phoenix make it through, all that stuff. So yeah, Csonti can't attack. If he does, Karada District risks being broken. Oh, but then Kingsley has a skirmisher. Oh, right.
This is what I was saying before, is if you do skirmish around Casada, the bonsai version of the deck could, in theory, knock down the Manicured Garden.
You can do it with multiple military attachments too.
Yeah, you could.
It's not even that bad. Like, if I play a katana and my opponent steals my katana, I go up on fate. And, going up to 4 fate here is really big. My opponent goes down to 0. So, if I had, say I had, like, katana Ancestral Dice Show, I would play katana first on my Initiate. Kingsley has to worry about assassination here, is more than anything. So we'll see how insulated Csonti really was. So I would go for anything that doesn't make me play a bonsai first.
Yeah, Kingsley taking your line, splitting his buffs across 2 characters. If he had a bonsai, he'd play it after an assassination.
Yeah, so this way the assassination. So if he steals the Karada District, Kingsley could just have another attachment.
Dropping a skirmisher into the conflict.
Okay, so still breaking though. And
Yeah,
Wave the Crab doesn't help you because the Doom Shigenja there.
Yeah, dropping
Oh wait,
katana on the skirmisher.
well also the Karada District is off right now.
Oh yeah, he spent his last fate that way. This seems extremely strange.
And then we also see, so going second is also really nice with these characters that pay fate to rings. So Kingsley has set up the water ring for himself next turn with a no fated Kasada. So he's going to basically threaten to bow the Kasada next turn.
Yeah, if there is actually a good omen, that might not actually happen, but we'll see. It is a good play in the absence of that.
Yeah, agreed. So Csonti here could have Bonsai though, and yeah, there we see it. Now, if Kingsley has Bonsai, he has to play it regardless of assassination or not. I mean, you go for this break here for sure.
Yeah, you definitely go for this break.
It is awkward if you
also does have one assassination.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if Kingsley assassinates here, okay, so Kingsley passes. He's not gonna break his Karada District. He played the Fine Katana on his skirmisher also, so it's to split the buffs, and then also it won't be in play to be stolen.
Yeah, so with the Karada District off,
Kingsley plays Reprieve.
But maybe, oh wait, no, that was the last conflict, so yeah,
Yep.
that was the timing to do it. Very good.
Basically, he's just using Reprieve as a big tempo swing here to keep as many stats on the board as possible. He's going to add another 3/3. I would Reprieve here, Soto, especially in the face of Karada. There's no early anymore. Now there's just what are the windows that I can stick it.
I think it's a very high tempo play to Reprieve a Shigenja usually in going into round 2. You don't always want to do it, but against Crab, it lets him play out a big character having 2 chuds to block the assassination wave of the Crab.
I mean, he's just gonna look. He's just gonna look for. So he's probably gonna play Doom Shigenja Satoshi here, and then go political water at Karada District and try and bow Kasada.
Something we didn't talk about, but I think is very important to note, is there was no good target for Iron Mine that first round, so the Crab player decided to keep 2 holdings when he really kind of wants to find characters to refresh his board. His board will be a little anemic unless he commits both of his characters to 1 conflict, because Hida Guardian requires another character.
I'm surprised he didn't put any fate on this Hida Guardian. I think I would have put 1 or 2 fate on the Hida Guardian, especially with Karada District always going to be there, because you're never going to mulligan it. You always get +2/+2. Yeah, so there we go.
Putting 1 fate on the Hida Guardian also threatens away the Crab in the fate phase.
Agreed.
This board out of Kingsley.
Yeah, that's true. And there we go. We saw Doom Shigenja into Satoshi 2 fate. We should see Satoshi be activated here after Csonti passes first. Try and find another Satoshi. Actually, he just discards the top card and then flips pals. He should refill the Mendicant slot, but decides to fill a face down slot for small inefficiencies. So the reason I say you flip up you fill the Mendicant slot is Mendicant is not something you're gonna cast. You're gonna mulligan it next turn, and then you don't risk maybe discarding another Imperial card, right? Like if you discard another Satoshi or a Palace. You don't know what you would have hit otherwise. So it's just better to hit something that is a known quantity. That is also not a good known quantity.
Yeah, he did mill an E10 Master this way, which if he does take care of Karada this turn, is probably a better cast than Sumiko in his second player turn.
In the second player turn, maybe I would still probably cast Sumiko because it doesn't require me to play cards. I just put Tattooed Wanderer on her and she does all the work. So we see Kingsley send in 2 characters on political here, political water. This signifies he has a court games, just sending an escort for his Satoshi. He's also in a good spot to policy debate here.
Yeah, they're exactly 2 Iyuchi Wayfinders, which would have to be the character coming in alongside Hida Guardian, unless he does this and commits his whole board. I guess there could be a second mountain. Yeah, that's what we see. We see the second mountain does not fall.
We should see a debate here from Kingsley. Kingsley should debate between Satoshi and Guardian if he's drawn one.
So I believe Crab can get to 9 without spending a card.
Soto, I mean, Dragon Splash is kind of medium for Crab, mostly just because you don't have any ways to generate card advantage, or really, you know, Dragon Splash I think is closer to Scorpion Splash in terms of like its efficiency, in terms of like what they do. Unicorn Splash is definitely how you like the easiest way to get dishonor pressure and to kind of, you know, get a snowball going. Like, Unicorn Splash, I think snowballs harder than any of the other splashes very, very quickly, you know, like multiple Spyglass Jaws, Talisman, stuff like that.
So we see the hand here, we see the rebuild, otherwise Reprieve, Talisman, Watch Commander,
So he must have a let go for this Talisman. Or does he think he's just going to break it on the second go? I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, you can just overload let go and calling in favors Soto. I mean, if that was the case, then Dragon would also suffer from let goes and calling in favors. Like, I'm playing 22 or 23 attachments. Like, if that was the, like, you can't deal with them all.
So Kingsley is taking his time in let going the Talisman, so I think he only has one. So he can get Reprieve Way of the Crab to trade the Guardian for Satoshi in the Fate phase. But we'll see what ends up actually happening.
Most Dragon lists are on like 18 to 20 attachments. I happen to run more, and then also most Crab Unicorn most Crab Unicorn lists are on 16 to 20 attachments also. So there's the Watch Commander after the let go comes down. Maybe you wanted to sequence that slightly differently and put the Watch Commander out first.
Yeah, I think the Watch Commander is the right first play.
We see the crab box come out. Kingsley should try. Kingsley needs to win this conflict. Oh man, that's so bad. So if Kingsley wins the conflict, he can use the Water Ring to bow Kasada, who's been hit by a mountain, and it will still bow.
Yeah, something like putting down a sword on Satoshi, and then...
No, that's Karada District.
Yeah, if he wants to steal a sword that doesn't contribute to the political conflict, that's fine. Put it on a character who's going to get bowed.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on what...
But I would say you could commit the castle if they don't steal the sword to force another card, which you know they don't have.
Yeah, it would basically depend on what Crab has in terms of...
Crab has Reprieve, Way of the Crab.
No, I'm sorry. It's more. It depends on what Kingsley has in his hand, right? If he doesn't have that many attachments, maybe he has a second skirmisher here.
Know.
If he has second skirmisher here, that'd be really strong. Second skirmisher, go military air. He can also stand for favor. Oh, never mind. Has second skirmisher. I might have considered playing the skirmisher with one fate.
I think I would have, but I'm bad.
If Csonti wants to Iron Mine his, I guess Kingsley's fine with taking the trade of Iron Mine plus Kasada with a Watch Commander for your Satoshi. And a card. Actually, yeah, that's fine, right? Like, if my opponent wants to trade Kasada for Satoshi, then I'm okay with it.
His hand is Reprieve, Way of the Crab.
Oh, right, so you reprieve the Guardian?
You don't really want to reprieve Kasada because the Iron Mine is less deniable with Let Go, right? so...
Yeah, okay, sure. So, yeah, maybe you're supposed to one fate this just to be safe. And then you're going to get a fate from the ring that you take here, which is probably going to be air. Could do...
Since hand is revealed, you could also go earth here.
That's true. Earth is strong, actually.
It kills the combo 100% of the time.
Yeah, because your opponent can't play... Actually, yeah, that's probably what he's going to do, actually. He's just going to go earth. Because then if you go earth, and your opponent pre-plays the reprieve, the way of the crab gets killed. On the plus side for Csonti, yeah, denies keeper also. Yeah, earth is actually just 100% the right call here. Because there's no way Kingsley is... Actually, Kingsley could have Fury. Did you take a look at the new pairings for the team bracket?
Yeah, I sent off a message to Energon already.
Yeah, you guys get to play against Team Greece. That's going to be a pretty sick matchup. And then we have Kingsley's team against Shudorev's team, which should also be a sick matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Let's see. Kai, Johnny are playing against Inu and Eric.
Okay, I kind of like this. Going into Shameful Display, killing the Iron Mine, and then you have a 50% chance. I mean, if he pre-plays the Reprieve, you might have your Let Go, or you might draw your Let Go. Yeah, this is actually pretty good as an attack.
It keeps the board better for you, but like the fact that Karada District is still around is really awkward.
Yeah, your opponent's probably going to try to draw out of their 2-card hand, right?
Yep. So there's the reprieve. So the way of the crab is going to get killed here, and then if he has the Let Go, so this play is just perfect. If he has second Let Go. So Kingsley passes. Yeah. Okay. Loses an honor. Way of the Crab discarded at random. So Kingsley's wildly up on cards right now.
So interestingly, Kingsley wants him to hit Manicured Gardens, right?
Yeah, like this is actually like the best. This is the best attack into into Dragon Provinces I've ever seen. Hits Resto. Restoration was never going to be a really big factor in this game given the hand sizes, but obviously hitting it without any threat. It does give him a fate. I might let this break. He's gonna let it break because he's just stronger, but he's gonna take that. Not gonna take the unopposed. Yeah, this is fine. I would absolutely I would not commit any cards.
Well, he wants to Fury it.
I guess.
The void,
like I don't really care if Satoshi gets voided, right? Like I can just flip into another Satoshi.
Well, when Crab tries to rebuild their board, you want to force them to have to take another swing at Feast or Famine, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want Restoration dead here. I don't want... So, okay, so Kingsley has the Let Go. So, yeah, the way he navigated that turn was perfect, then. So, Kingsley wins favor with Sumiko. He's going to mulligan Mendicant.
Yeah, this is definitely a situation where it doesn't even matter that Sumiko is a second player turn, because your opponent only has 3 provinces worth of characters to rebuy, so it's just going to be very high impact. I think Crab's actually considering whether or not they want to take another swing at a good character by discarding Karada. That would, of course, be questionable.
I would just discard... I would just mulligan the Keeper.
Yeah.
I bet you Kingsley has at least 3 attachments in his hand.
That's what I was gonna say. He's been sandbagging them because of the Karada. As soon as Karada is gone, we're gonna see a crazy explosion out of Kingsley's hand. Ooh.
He flips a 1 also, so he's gonna play Initiate, and then Sumiko. I'd probably play Initiate, no Fate, Sumiko 2 Fate. You're gonna get 2 Fate off of a ring, so in theory you could. If he has a Cloud the Mind, we could see Yokuni, but then that leaves you kind of. Actually, he'd have to draw Wave the Crab. So we could see Yokuni 2 Fate here if he has a Cloud for the Witch Hunter, and then you can use the Yokuni to copy the Witch Hunter and sack your Mendicant. I think both fight. Yeah, okay. He has Cloud for the Witch Hunter then.
Since he knew he was gonna lose Passing Fate, should he have just activated Satoshi there?
Yes. This is where not playing Charge is kind of awkward too. Say he has Charge and he charges Sumiko on his first military declaration. Like it's so insane, right? So Csonti builds 4, trying to maybe draw Good Omen, I guess.
Kingsley taking a draw step thinky there.
He might want to Cloud and draw step. I don't know why, but he could want to. So we see Wayfinder come out, flips Feast or Famine. Yeah, right. Like, so imagine if. So let's just take this situation here. Imagine if Crab breaks. Kingsley lets Restoration break, right? So he still has a Fury in his hand. He then Satoshi's in Dynasty, flips another Satoshi, so it has a Fate again. Then Crab has a 50-50 to hit Shameful Display because they've just uncovered Feast or Famine, and then you can honor your Yokuni and then stand him again. Like that's so much scarier for Crab to attack into, right? Now Crab can just attack this Restoration of Balance. They're not trying to flip provinces because they can't beat Fury anyway.
So as far as Yokuni targets,
I mean, there's only two on the board right now, and one is definitely better than the other. But I could see copying Shurisuke.
Yeah, I wonder. You must have his Fate already spent in his hand. Otherwise, you might want to copy Initiate for your 2 Fate Yokuni.
Well, Initiate's in his row, not in play.
Yeah, I'm saying you could play out your Dynasty phase differently. But,
oh, sure. Yeah, I like saving Initiate. Initiate's like actually a good 1-drop where I like putting Fate on him.
Yeah, that's very fair.
The only time I don't put Fate on him is when I'm at like really low honor and I just use him as basically an honor battery.
So Crab back down to 2 cards, 1 Fate.
Oh, we see a card.
Commander down pre-conflict.
Yep, he's spending a Fate here. Oh, he good omens his Witch Hunter. So his bid 4 paid off. He got a Good Omen. We're seeing kind of the issue with Good Omen. You know, it is kind of a powerful effect, but it also doesn't affect the board like very, very strongly. Like your Witch Hunter has 3 Fate on it now instead of 2. Like if you're not comboing it with Charge or keeping a character from dying, the next turn, the impact is very low. Yeah, exactly. Soto kind of says it perfectly. It basically is -2 cards for 1 Fate. Specifically if you bid 4 to 5, right? Sometimes if you bid lower than 4, then it's more cards. I wonder if we'll see a defense here by Kingsley and then a policy debate.
Yeah, I think so.
We could see a court. We could see a court games right? Also. I think we're gonna see a debate here. Yep, there it is. Kingsley bids 2 to win, just to guarantee, and then he grabs the charge. Just wants to make sure that there's no Way of the Crab. If Csonti does have Way of the Crab as his last card, and Kingsley sacks his Mendicant with the Witch Hunter ability, then he can get Way of the Crab and lose a big character. So he leaves with his Wayfinder. We should see Kingsley court games if he has one. You know, he's got 10 cards, and I don't think he's only played one. He could definitely have a second one here.
Yeah, halfway through the deck, so it's sort of like a coin flip-ish.
Doesn't have that. He's gonna copy Witch Hunter with Yokuni. No, I lied. He's gonna send his Mendicant in first. I would scout. I would do military air. He's gonna go for a break here. Interesting. I wouldn't have sent. I would have sent Mendicant in on a military air and just gone for a scout. And then I would have used Mendicant to ready Yokuni.
I think it's awkward enough for Crab to defend just the Mendicant poking, yeah, with no hand.
Like they have to basically commit one of their small characters plus box. And then on your
they have to commit both their small characters because you have favor for the military.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, military favor. Yeah, that makes my play even better. Man, I'm so smart. Good thing I've got Luke here helping me out.
Yeah, he does draw out the all-in, which.
I mean, he'll just
with the box.
If he has Cloud for the Witch Hunter, he just clouds the Witch Hunter and then he uses Yokuni to copy Witch Hunter and then break Karada that way. If you send the Mendicant, you also get to poke, right? So you can look for meditations, or even if it's defend the wall, who cares if your opponent like resolves the airing against you? There's the Cloud, yeah. Not surprised. And then you can on your political attack you have nine political. Or sorry, 11 because he's honored. So Yosuke looks at some cards. If he finds Way of the Crab now, that'd be pretty sick.
Well, he's used box, right? He'd be trading 2 skill for 1 skill on Kingsley's side.
No, I mean after Kingsley readies with Witch Hunter.
Yeah, he doesn't have to risk it, but I guess yeah.
I would risk it. Worst case scenario, I sack my Satoshi, I gain an honor, and then I go break another province.
Yeah, you're talking about a 2 of where one of them has already been discarded.
So yeah, it's 1 in 20. It's 1 in 25, and then 1 in 24. Alright, so Csonti wins the conflict. If I was Kingsley, I would just ready... I would make sure to ready Yokuni, because then if I get Wave the Crab, I want to sacrifice Satoshi. Alright, chat, we got 25 people in here. We're gonna have Shenful versus Fleepa coming up. Right after this. Oh, he did find the Way of the Crab! That's such a tilt! I mean, like, it's definitely the right play to make.
Fucking hilarious, man.
It's definitely the play to make, but holy crap, that's hilarious.
This is what crabs do.
Alright, so you break Karada District here, you go for Earth probably, just to draw a card. If Kingsley had a conflict character there, he could have played it with one fate, like played Tattoo Wanderer one fate, but it doesn't feel like he had it.
Would the skirmisher still been around from last turn? Is that when that happened?
Yep. Yeah. If he had skirmishered with one fate, like I suggested, just saying, and Luke suggested, it would have been around. Interesting that he goes for Void here. It's kind of low impact. I don't think the game is going to last that much longer, but I mean it could maybe. Also, the Witch Hunter being on the board isn't even that much of a negative. You're just going to keep copying it. You're going to have first turn Sumiko here. I would keep both of my Dynasty characters here if I was Kingsley. I would probably initiate one Fate and Sumiko 2 Fate. This needs an Adept is not what you want. Favorable ground is really good for Kingsley here. You can copy. Actually, he could initiate 0 Fate, and then after his conflict with it, he could sack it for Witch Hunter activation. Yeah, probably 0 Fate on my initiate, actually. So the provinces for him to hit right now are Defend the Wall and Meditations. Crab still has 0 cards in hand.
Okay, so we see the Defender come down. Well, we also see the Heated Guardian. There's no more Wave the Crab in deck, so you can play that way. Yeah, Kingsley gets a Fate. With Karada gone, all he has to dodge now is the 2 remaining Rebuild.
Interesting that Kingsley drops his bid. I would not have. If my opponent one bids me here, I go first conflict air, and my opponent has 1 card in hand.
Yeah, Good Omen doesn't matter this turn. Csonti has a bit of an MO at this point. 4 when he's not choking, 1 when he is. I think you just bid 5. Yeah.
I mean, you could bid 4 if you really cared about Good Omen, right? Like, you could just bid 4. He also didn't play a small character, which is interesting. If he has a Tattoo Wanderer here, he should put it on Sumiko, force the favorable ground. Plays Jade Masterpiece, so he's going to move the Fate from... Going onto the Earth Ring could be risky, although I guess if you just do political, you probably can break. Yeah, okay, so he's confident in his ability to break. Or win at least. Probably going to see a political Earth here. Pathfinder's Blade comes out to protect against Meditations.
Csonti pre-playing a fan. Defender's on 5.
He doesn't have policy debates, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't really get it, honestly.
Maybe he's afraid of himself getting debated. So he's just trying to play out as much as he can. Yeah, Soto, he's playing 2 Good Omens instead of policy debates.
We do see what I'm gonna call your favorite play, the Wanderer on Sumiko.
Noman with the classic, that's a strange choice, ... Look, the term is interesting choice. Interesting. So there's the Tattoo Wanderer, yep. And so this'll burn the favorable ground. If I was Csonti, I might save it for my stronghold. Yeah, indeed. Interesting with the capitals. Good old League of Legends reference.
Yeah, Kingsley predicting that Crab might want to protect the favorable ground for the stronghold push and going for it now so it won't be available later.
Yeah, this is perfect. Covert's the defender. Defender should move in on this one. So Csonti, if he if he defends with both, this is so awkward, right? Like, if he all in defends, he then has to have a conflict character to potentially charge his Witch Hunter. And then if he doesn't defend, then Kingsley blows up the favorable ground, and can then favorable ground Yokuni out. What? I don't understand that statement, Dirk. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying the actual physical. Yeah, not the cards. I'm on it now. I'm on it. I would agree. I would definitely take a Good Omen over a policy debate.
Yep, we see the court games on Yokuni.
And so because he defended, I don't think you pull out here. You just take the break. And then if you have a conflict character, you can copy Witch Hunter. It's interesting why Kingsley saved so much fate. He could have easily played his Initiate here, and he would have still got the 2 fate off the Earth Ring. Maybe he just miscounted. There's the third debate.
That's pretty bad.
Good Omen Watch Commander. Yep, see a Watch Commander. Fable. Okay, so he should leave. He should leave with the Yokuni now.
Yeah, it's 100% safe, right?
Wait, why did he not cancel? Oh, wait. He got court games. He got court games. Okay. I was like, why is assuming go dishonored? I just missed the enemy court games. So if you send Yokuni home, are you still breaking? With the stronghold activation, you are, right? Because it's 4 to 1. Yeah. So if you box, you go to 6 to 1, and then if he boxes, he goes to 2, and he can't win. Yeah, you should absolutely send Yokuni home. and then you should Mountains Anvil Castle on Agasha Sumiko, and you break. Yo, what up, Grody? Yep, and there's the move home from he's probably just doing some quick math to make sure that he could still break. Yep, there's Mountains Anvil Castle. Csonti realizes it doesn't matter. No, Soldier Token. Jade Masterpiece has +1 political.
Yeah, it's hard to see it because it's bowed, but it's a +0, +1.
Yep. That's the only reason that this play works. You are 100% correct if the Jade Masterpiece didn't give political, which fortunately it does. Yep, Csonti can't attack. I wonder if Kingsley just has another Wanderer here. Yeah, there it is. So he had the line regardless, right? So if Csonti overdoes it, you know, we can just copy, or we can just play Wanderer and copy Witch Hunter and stand. Like there's this is definitely not the God draw, Soto. I mean, I've definitely had better draws. This is a pretty standard dragon draw. I mean, when you draw, you know, Kingsley's drawn, you know, 24 cards, and every single one of your cards is good. Like, the advantage of all your cards being good is that all your draws seem like they're God draws. Alright, so Kingsley advances, and I think that this might actually put Kingsley in a really strong position to make the Invitational. So with this win, Kingsley goes up to 7 points for this season, which then puts him ahead of Nyx. He gets into the 28-point category, and with Jokingly out and Sir Largeness out, Kingsley has a really good shot at making the Invitational here, which is awesome because it would have been really sad if he had missed it after starting out so well. All right, and so we're gonna immediately go into Shenful versus Fleepa. Are you good to cast that one?
Yep, I can stick around.
I know how much you love playing against Freeze, so we'll see how it works against Scorpion.
I don't hate him. I just like I like hyping him because I like having a Phoenix around who everyone hates. I think he plays pretty well given.
No, he definitely plays very well. He plays his deck very well. He's like, it's just the deck that he plays and like the draws that he gets make him a heal. All right, let me get the password from. It's not hate. It's a heal. It's a heal Soto from Pro Wrestling where like the way. Yeah. Like we love to hate him, right? Like. We don't hate you, Fleepa, dude. It's just that every time I play you, you always draw like all of your good cards, like the top 15 cards of your deck, and then I get dishonored. Yeah, no, I'm gonna restart the stream because that way it's easier for me to cut them into VODs. Give me 1 sec.